Have you ever wondered why Hulk's pants don't rip completely? Or what happens to Spider-Man's web after it dissolves? Superheroes may save the day, but their stories leave us with so many curious questions. In this video, we're tackling some of the most puzzling mysteries about your favorite heroes. Let's start with one of the biggest questions. How do Hulk's pants survive his transformation? Why don't Hulk's pants tear off completely when he transforms? The reason Hulk's pants don't completely tear during his transformation can be explained both in-universe and through practical storytelling choices. Some comics suggest that Bruce Banner uses advanced materials like unstable molecules or chooses stretchy, durable fabrics that can adapt to his incredible size and strength. This explanation fits well within the sci-fi context of the Marvel Universe, where technology often plays a pivotal role in solving unusual problems. By keeping his pants intact, the creators maintain a connection to Bruce's human side, symbolizing that even in his monstrous Hulk form, a part of his humanity remains. From a storytelling and design perspective, the decision serves multiple purposes. Keeping Hulk partially clothed is an artistic choice to ensure modesty and align with cultural norms, especially given the family-friendly nature of many Marvel comics and adaptations. Additionally, the tattered pants are a key aspect of Hulk's iconic design, instantly recognizable across different media. Beyond these reasons, the choice invites suspension of disbelief, prioritizing drama and character consistency over strict realism, ensuring Hulk remains both visually distinct and relatable to audiences. 2. What happens to Spider-Man's webbing after it dissolves? Spider-Man's webbing dissolves after a set period, typically around 1 hour, depending on the specific iteration of the character. The webbing is designed to be biodegradable, breaking down into harmless components after serving its purpose. This ensures it doesn't contribute to long-term waste or environmental harm in Spider-Man's home city of New York. The advanced chemical composition, created by Peter Parker himself, reflects his genius as a scientist and his sense of responsibility to minimize his impact on the environment. 3. How does Ant-Man breathe when he's shrunk into the quantum realm? Ant-Man's ability to breathe in the quantum realm, or when shrunken to subatomic sizes, is explained through a mix of PIM particles and sci-fi logic. PIM particles, the advanced technology that enables size manipulation, not only shrink his body but also adapt his physiology to survive in environments that would otherwise be inhospitable. This includes adjusting his body to efficiently use available oxygen or possibly creating a protective field that provides breathable air. The Ant-Man suit, designed by Hank Pym, likely incorporates life support systems to further ensure his survival. 4. How does Iron Man's suit withstand so much damage without breaking down? Iron Man's suit withstands immense damage due to its advanced materials and cutting-edge technology, designed by Tony Stark himself. The suit is crafted from high-strength alloys, such as a titanium gold composite, making it incredibly durable while remaining lightweight. It incorporates energy-absorbing systems to distribute the force of impacts, minimizing structural damage. Additionally, its nanotechnology, in later versions, allows for self-repair, ensuring the suit remains functional even during prolonged battles. 5. How does Groot regrow from just a twig? Groot's ability to regrow from a twig is rooted in his nature as a flora colossus, a plant-based alien species with extraordinary regenerative capabilities. A single piece of Groot contains all the necessary genetic and cellular information to regenerate into a full-grown version of himself. This process involves cellular regeneration and photosynthesis, allowing the twig to absorb energy from light and nutrients from its surroundings to grow over time. Groot's unique biology ensures that even a small remnant can fully restore him. 6. How does Loki survive death so many times? Loki survives death so many times because he's a master of trickery and magic. He often uses illusions and decoys to fake his death and manipulate others into thinking he's gone for good. His quick wit and ability to talk his way out of almost anything also help him escape dangerous situations. Plus, being a frost giant by birth gives him extra durability and a longer lifespan than most. In the Loki series, the Time Variance Authority adds another layer to his survival by introducing alternate versions of him, making it almost impossible to truly get rid of Loki. He's the ultimate escape artist, always one step ahead. 7. How does Thanos use the Infinity Gauntlet without it destroying him? Thanos can use the Infinity Gauntlet without it destroying him because of his extraordinary physical and mental resilience, as explained in Marvel Comics and the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In the comics, Thanos is a member of the Eternal race with deviant traits, granting him near-godlike strength, durability, and longevity. This makes him one of the few beings capable of withstanding the immense power of the Infinity Stones. The MCU expands on this by showing that wielding even a single stone can destroy lesser beings, like when the Power Stone obliterated the Guardian's foe, Ronan, or when the Avengers struggled to use the stones without great cost. However, Thanos' unwavering willpower and unique physiology allow him to survive. The Infinity Gauntlet itself, forged by Eitri and Nidavellir, is specifically designed to channel and manage the stone's power, further enabling Thanos to use their full potential without immediate self-destruction. His strength and conviction make him one of the rare entities capable of surviving the Gauntlet's immense energy. 8. Why does Spider-Man never run out of web fluid during his toughest battles? In Marvel Comics and most Spider-Man adaptations, Peter Parker rarely runs out of web fluid during his toughest battles because of his intelligence and preparation. The comics often show Peter designing his web shooters with refillable cartridges and carrying spares to avoid running out during critical moments. For example, in the Amazing Spider-Man comics, Peter's scientific mind enables him to constantly refine his web fluid formula for efficiency, ensuring it lasts longer and performs better under pressure. In adaptations like the Amazing Spider-Man films, Peter sources a chemical base from Oscorp and modifies it, allowing for consistent replenishment. Meanwhile, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy takes a different approach by giving Peter organic webbing, making the risk of running out a non-issue. Regardless of the version, his scientific ingenuity and ability to adapt ensure he always has a solution when facing even the toughest enemies. 9. Why doesn't Thor ever summon lightning inside the vacuum of space? Thor doesn't summon lightning inside the vacuum of space primarily because lightning, as we understand it scientifically, requires a medium like air or gas to facilitate the flow of electrical energy. In the vacuum of space, there is no medium to conduct electricity, making natural lightning impossible. However, Thor's powers are magical rather than purely scientific, as he wields the mystical Mjolnir and the power of the gods. Despite this, Marvel often grounds his abilities in contexts familiar to the audience, such as Earth's atmosphere, where lightning behaves in ways we recognize. This creative choice likely serves to maintain narrative consistency and visual impact. According to NASA, lightning is an electrical discharge occurring in the atmosphere, and in the absence of an atmosphere in space, it cannot form naturally. Thor's lack of space-based lightning might thus be a blend of scientific accuracy and storytelling considerations. 8. Can Deadpool survive without his head, or is there a limit to his regeneration? Marvel has portrayed Deadpool's regenerative abilities as among the most advanced in their universe, making it plausible for him to survive even without his head under certain conditions. For instance, in the Deadpool, Merc with a Mouth series, the character Headpool, a zombified, disembodied version of Deadpool, demonstrates that even a severed head can remain functional and sentient due to Deadpool's unique healing factor. However, the limits of his regeneration are often narrative-dependent. Marvel has depicted scenarios where Deadpool can regenerate entire body parts, or even an entire body from small fragments. But certain cosmic or magical forces, as shown in storylines like Deadpool vs. Thanos, could override his healing abilities. Ultimately, while Deadpool can survive decapitation in most cases, the specific limits of his regeneration are determined by the creative team and storyline at hand. 9. Why don't characters like Tony Stark use their technology to stop world hunger? Characters like Tony Stark, despite their technological brilliance, don't focus on solving systemic issues like world hunger because of narrative priorities and the complexity of the problem. Marvel stories are action-driven and prioritize high-stakes threats like alien invasions or global crises, which create immediate drama. World hunger, however, is a multifaceted issue tied to politics, infrastructure, and economics that cannot be resolved through technology alone. Stark's character arc also centers on personal redemption and battling existential dangers, making large-scale systemic change outside his typical focus. While his innovations, such as clean energy and AI, could theoretically address hunger indirectly, these contributions are usually background elements rather than central plot points. Ultimately, superhero stories emphasize dramatic conflicts and character growth, leaving systemic challenges like world hunger unexplored. 10. Why didn't Ultron try to control every machine on Earth? Ultron didn't try to control every machine on Earth because his primary focus was on achieving his ultimate goal of eradicating humanity, which he believed was necessary for peace. Instead of spreading his influence indiscriminately, he concentrated on key systems and technologies that aligned with his plan, such as creating his vibranium body and building the Sokovia device for global destruction. Additionally, the Avengers' relentless interference forced him to prioritize survival and accelerate his plans, leaving little time for expanding his control. From a narrative perspective, allowing Ultron to dominate every machine too early would have made him an unstoppable villain, reducing tension and eliminating opportunities for meaningful conflict with the Avengers. This selective focus balanced his threat level while maintaining the story's stakes and progression. 11. How does Doctor Strange know the endgame scenarios without being affected by time paradoxes? Doctor Strange avoids time paradoxes when knowing the endgame scenarios because his use of the Time Stone in Avengers Infinity War is purely observational, not participatory. The Time Stone allows him to view potential future outcomes like a cosmic playback of probabilities without physically altering the timeline. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, observing timelines does not create paradoxes, as Strange does not interact with or change the events he witnesses. By selecting and committing to the one scenario where the Avengers win, he ensures a singular path forward without overlapping timelines. Additionally, the MCU's time travel rules, which state that altering the past creates alternate timelines rather than affecting the original one, further safeguard against paradoxes, as Strange only navigates within his timeline without rewriting history. 12. Why didn't Thanos just double the universe's resources instead of snapping half of life away? Thanos didn't double the universe's resources instead of wiping out half of all life because his philosophy was rooted in addressing overpopulation, not resource scarcity. He believed that finite resources could never sustainably support unchecked population growth, no matter how abundant they were made. For Thanos, removing half of all life was a permanent and fair solution to prevent future overconsumption and ecological collapse, as it reset the balance of existence across the universe. This perspective also aligns with his character's deeply flawed logic, driven by personal trauma from witnessing his home planet, Titan, fall to overpopulation and resource depletion. Doubling resources would, in his mind, only delay the inevitable and fail to address the core problem of overpopulation, making his drastic, morally reprehensible method more effective in achieving universal balance by his standards. 13. Why do characters like Captain America stay so clean after massive battles? Characters like Captain America often appear relatively clean after massive battles due to a mix of practical storytelling choices and in-universe explanations. From a cinematic perspective, keeping heroes visually recognizable and iconic is crucial for storytelling and audience connection. Excessive dirt, blood, or damage could obscure their faces, costumes, and emotional expressions, diminishing their presence on screen. Additionally, the clean look enhances the aspirational and idealized image of superheroes, emphasizing their resilience and heroism. In-universe, characters like Captain America often wear advanced uniforms made from high-tech materials designed to withstand extreme conditions, including dirt, damage, and wear. His vibranium shield also provides significant protection, reducing direct exposure to debris or grime during combat. While this cleanliness is largely a cinematic convention, it aligns with the portrayal of superheroes as symbols of hope and strength, even in the midst of chaos. 14. How do the Avengers afford to rebuild their headquarters after every attack? The Avengers can afford to rebuild their headquarters after attacks primarily due to the immense financial resources of Tony Stark, Iron Man, and Stark Industries. As one of the wealthiest individuals in the Marvel Universe, Tony Stark funds much of the Avengers' operations, including technology, infrastructure, and repairs. Stark Industries' vast wealth comes from its lucrative defense contracts, advanced technology development, and other business ventures, giving Tony the means to support costly endeavors like rebuilding the Avengers facilities. Additionally, after Stark's death in the MCU, the Avengers may rely on other wealthy allies or organizations for funding. For example, Wakanda, with its advanced resources and vibranium wealth, could potentially contribute to their efforts. Furthermore, in some comics, the Avengers receive backing from S.H.I.E.L.D. or other global organizations that recognize their importance in maintaining world security. Ultimately, the combination of Stark's financial legacy and external support explains how the Avengers managed to afford rebuilding their headquarters, no matter the scale of destruction. 15. Why does no one question Peter Parker constantly disappearing when Spider-Man shows up? People don't question Peter Parker's frequent disappearances when Spider-Man shows up due to a combination of plausible excuses, the fast-paced nature of crises, and the natural disbelief that Peter could be Spider-Man. Peter is skilled at coming up with quick, relatable reasons for his absences, such as running errands, taking photos for the Daily Bugle, or needing to avoid danger. These excuses align with his role as a seemingly ordinary teenager or young adult, making them believable to those around him. Additionally, in chaotic situations where Spider-Man is active, people are more focused on the immediate threat or Spider-Man's heroics rather than Peter's whereabouts. The idea that Peter, often portrayed as awkward or unassuming, could be the masked superhero is unlikely to cross the minds of those who know him. This suspension of suspicion is reinforced by Peter's careful efforts to maintain his dual identity, such as changing his voice and demeanor while in costume. In essence, Peter's unassuming personality, coupled with the distraction of danger and his quick thinking, helps him avoid raising suspicion about his connection to Spider-Man. 16. Why hasn't someone tried to reverse engineer the super soldier serum by now? The super soldier serum has remained nearly impossible to replicate despite numerous attempts due to its unique origins and ethical implications. Dr. Abraham Erskine, the serum's original creator, took the exact formula to his grave when he was assassinated, leaving only incomplete knowledge behind. The serum's creation involved not just a complex chemical formula, but also the use of Vita rays and Erskine's personal expertise, making it extraordinarily difficult to reverse engineer. Over the years, organizations like Hydra, S.H.I.E.L.D., and various independent scientists have tried to recreate it, but these efforts often resulted in unstable or dangerous variations, as seen with the Red Skull and Abomination. Additionally, ethical and strategic concerns about mass-producing super soldiers have likely deterred successful attempts, as doing so could lead to catastrophic misuse or a global arms race. From a narrative perspective, the serum's rarity reinforces Steve Rogers' uniqueness as Captain America and preserves the dramatic weight of the Marvel Universe's stories. Superheroes leave us with so many fun mysteries to explore. If you enjoyed this, share your questions in the comments, and I might cover them next. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. See you in the next video.